Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is Crypto and Coffee with your favorite host and co-host, Clutch Crypto. And we got B. Wellington over here.
What's
He
going
is
on, people?
just hanging out and looking at a screen. Apparently, he's not even on the charts yet. That's how confident. That's how confident this dude is and knows what's going to happen. Like,
Oh, wow.
what are we in for?
Well,
Give us the show.
well, since you asked so politely, I will give you the show. Just let me just and I have been on the charts, just not sharing just yet. Look at that. Here we are, my good friends, on the daily. This is a chart that everyone should be paying attention to at this point. We've had these 2 days of moving up, but really, it really didn't go. We really didn't get into these vectors here. We've got these wicks down here, and so what I do believe is that eventually we're going to come back down and to this last week's low and probably retouch this or retest this trend line that's drawn here. At some point, and I think that's going to be fairly soon to weed out, some folks. If we look at, things like the 1 hour, this trend line that I drew here was just, based upon, kind of the movement there and then the breakout. Again, it got squeezed by the 200 on the 1 hour and fell below that. And so if you look at it, from a pattern standpoint, you would expect that that to come back down, play out. You want to call that a W formation. Shout out to Traders Reality, but we've got vectors down here in this zone as well, and so we'll probably return back into those zones at some point. Because we did break out above the 50. It's possible that we get back up and retest this 200 and form kind of an M up here on a smaller time frame. But a W on a kind of the larger time frame. And so be careful of that as well. But I do think this 200 is causing a lot of resistance here and just continue to go down and down and down. On the 14-minute time frame, basically it's telling us the same thing. And we've got vectors below. We've just had this crossover on the 200 and the 800 here. And so daily open is above us. So, be mindful of that as well. Daily open tends to be a magnet as well. So if we do get any movement to the downside, I would expect us to recover some of that coming into the afternoon session around the close. So if we look at what we normally look at, which is OI, right? We've got 3.4 billion of OI. This got up to 3.5 billion yesterday. So, and it's been pretty, when you look at OI, it's been pretty consistent along with pricing. So, it's been building pretty good. We had some liquidations there, but being at 3.4, we're kind of ranging OI wise as well. Not a huge amount of participation on the perp market. Looking at sentiment, funding rate, we are, somewhat neutral to positive, but I would say this more neutral with some of the larger exchanges being net short, relative to the exchanges. And so we'll see how that plays out. The market just opened. I know that I looked at futures earlier, they were down. So market open and it's recovered quite a bit. So I expect, we were getting a little bit of a bounce here early on because this was like a 450 earlier on the future side. So things are starting to improve. Oil's taking a hit, right? So oil was at 110.
Dang, they
at
dropped
102. Yeah, so that's going to help with inflation. That's going to help with, the numbers. So I would expect with oil coming down, I mean, it's still over $100. So let's not get too excited. I'd be more excited if this thing dropped under, $100. I got into that, 85 to 90 range. I think is a healthy range for oil relative to the economy. But we'll have to see how that goes. But that was that's a good hit. We'll have to see what impacted those, what impacted that. But to 22nd, I mean, yesterday we had existing home sales that came out after we got off the show. So that's in line. Chicago Fed National Index, you know, less than what was expected, but not huge numbers. We got a lot of folks coming out and commenting on things today. Jerome Powell testifying, so he'll be grilled about monetary policy, why he is raising rates, kind of what that aggressiveness looks like. So I'm sure that 9, 10, 30, 11 a.m. we'll start getting some of his comments as headlines moving out, and then tomorrow we've got our jobless claims, things of that nature, and then Friday, again, new home sales, and some other comments relative to in 5-year inflation expectations final, which I think is going to probably be higher than expected because everything's been higher than expected. So we still got another couple of good days of news, but overall market isn't. If we would talk about ETH, hasn't really responded to this. Really on the downside for the market, the traditional stock market. We just been kind of ranging and doing our thing. So what we got over in High Block and the Worm?
Well, I don't know, man. Let's check it out and see what we got going on.
Let's check it out. Let's do that.
Sure, what we got going on, guys. Okay. So, good morning. So, can you see High Block right here now?
Oh, we can see the screen. I can see the screen.
Oh, yay. Cool. Okay, so yesterday we were up here in this, we got up here to this 177 range, 1177 range yesterday when we were doing the show. And, dude, we actually had the perfect entry, more or less, for the short. And we could have still easily been playing. Which you probably are, I got out a little early. We were at $7 billion on the liquidation delta level, and as you can see, we're down here about $3.2 billion now. So we've roughly about $4 billion in decreased delta level here, which is a really good indication that we're starting to scale back. And something very particular that we really need to pay attention to is all these green dots that you see down here. So there's been a lot of longs still trying to open up. A lot of people are still going long. So I feel like a lot of people are getting in that trap right now. So when we show you what we have on the book map here in a minute, I think a lot of this is really going to start making sense to give a real clear direction on probably the direction that we are heading in the short term here. So again, 1183 is an area that we need to break to see higher prices. We're nowhere near that right now. We're actually trading just under $1,100 right now. And then I expect that we're going to keep, going down. I think this may just be a slow movement, just some slow ranging on the way down to really just set up some traps, especially there's not a whole lot of news coming out till a little later today for the midweek reversal. And when we're talking about midweek reversal, folks, we're talking, we're trading in such a low range that we're not seeing the volatility and moves that we typically normally see. We're only working, $80, $100 a day versus, hundreds of dollars a day like we've seen in the past. So, we've seen some all week. We've seen upward trends. I mean, because last week this book was totally flipped. So I think we're going to see some continuation to see the flip of the book to where we're getting many more short liquidations built up instead of long. So I think we're going to start seeing things start just slowly ranging down throughout the rest of the week. And then Friday, we'll just have to see what Friday looks like. But Friday may be a good opportunity for us to the wells, the retail people. We've been seeing a lot of activity from them over the weekend and during world close, from 3 p.m. to about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We normally don't see a whole lot of activity, but here recently in the last few weeks, we've seen a lot of activity from those wells. So do pay close attention to that. This is one of our favorite indicators, book map. Sorry, my vicious dog's probably about to go eat the mailman or something. Are you gonna get him? Get him, boy. Get him, Cujo. His name's not Cujo, but anyway.
Don't promote violence.
Anyway, okay. Hey, so I just zoomed out here with the book map to just
So
really
where's
give.
book map? I don't see book map.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, I don't know why you can't see book map. What do you see?
I still see high block.
Yeah. Hmm. This stupid program, man. Oh no, I'm gonna have to show it to you in a minute. Because I don't know how to fix this. Anyway, so as you can see here, we still don't have any orders up here to the top side really at all. We have and as you can see, the next big area we have is right around 900. And then we have a big support area or a big cluster of orders, 21,000 cluster of orders down here at $800. So, and then there's quite a bit of the long-term liquidity that's even below that. So as you can see, we're not seeing anything that's very any kind of confluence or anything that's really giving us any direction that we're going upwards. Pretty much everything that we're seeing right now is got downward momentum to it, and anyone that's trying to go long, I feel like is just probably getting in a trap. So good luck with your trading. Those are the key areas to really pay attention to. That 1180, we need to get up and past that to continue to the upside, or we keep breaking down. And if we get down into this this low 1000s right here, we're definitely probably going to see 900. If we see 900, I'm sure we'll get into the 800s as well. So pay attention to what's going on. Be careful with your trades, guys. I personally won't be here tomorrow or Friday. I have a little siesta that I'm taking. So hopefully B. Wellington will be able to run through the charts with everyone real quick, just so we can get you the news and get the information out to you guys. And until next time.